Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are so glad you are here with us today. Now, we have received a ton of questions about one big topic that we are really excited to dive into. What do I need to buy a house in Cabo as a foreigner? It's a question we get all the time, and we know a lot of you are curious about how to navigate the process, especially if you are considering buying property here in Los Cabos.
Exactly. We totally get that idea of buying a house in a foreign country makes sound intimidating, and the legalities and logistics can seem complex. But don't worry, we are here to break everything down for you. Whether you are looking for a vacation home, an investment property, or even a place to retire, we have got you covered.
We're going to cover all the key details, from the legal requirements you need to know about owning property in Mexico as a foreigner, to how the buying process works here, and even what you should expect when navigating the local market. You have been wondering whether it's even possible for you to own a home in Cabo as a foreigner, or what the steps are to get started. This video is for you.
And trust me, while the process may feel a bit different from what you are used to in other countries, it's actually very straightforward once you know the right steps. We are going to walk you through the entire journey step by step. You will feel confident and ready to make your dream of owning a piece of land a reality. We also share tips and things to keep in mind to make sure everything goes smoothly, from working with a local real estate agent to understanding the financial side of things.
That's right, and by the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how buying property in Cabo works, and all the tools you need to start your research. Plus, we will give you a few insider secrets about how to avoid common mistakes and what you can do to make the process as stress-free as possible.
So before we dive in, a quick reminder: if you are new to our channel, welcome. We are all about helping you live, invest, and thrive here in Los Cabos. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. We've got tons and tips, kits, and expert insights to share with you. Whether you are just starting your Cabo journey or you are already here and looking for more advice.
Alright, with that said, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about everything you need to know about to buy a house in Cabo as a foreigner.
First things first, let's dive into the legal framework for foreigners buying property in Mexico. This is one of the most important aspects to understand before you even begin your property search, because the laws here are a bit different than what you may be used to in the other countries.
That's right, the news is foreigners can indeed own property in Mexico, but there are certain restrictions and guidelines that you will need to be aware of. One of the key things to keep in mind is that there are restricted zones along the coast and borders of Mexico.
Exactly. These restricted zones are areas located within 50 kilometers of the coast, of 100 kilometers from borders. In these areas, foreigners aren't allowed to directly own land. But don't worry, there is a solution. You can still purchase property in these zones by setting up a fideicomiso or a bank trust.
A fideicomiso is a legal mechanism that allows foreigners to hold property in Mexico through a Mexican bank. The bank acts as the trustee and holds the legal title to the property on your behalf, while you, as the beneficiary, have full control over the property. You can sell it, lease it, and even pass it on to your heirs through a will, just like any property owner.
And the best part, the fideicomiso gives you the same rights as a Mexican citizen when it comes to property ownership. It is a pretty straightforward way to own property in restricted zones. and it is a process that's been around for many years, so it's try it and taste it.
If you're curious about how exactly fideicomisos work and what is involved, we actually did a whole video dedicated to it. You should definitely check it out for more details on how to set one up and what you need to know before taking the leap.
Now, if you are planning to use the property for business purposes, or if you have more complex plans, there is another option. You could from a Mexican corporation. This is a more intricate process, but an idea to look if you are purchase property.
It's worth mentioning that setting up a Mexican corporation requires a bit more paperwork and legal work, and it may be more suited to those who plan on using the property for business rather than personal use. But if you are considering it, be sure to consult with a legal expert who can guide you through the process.
And no matter what option you choose, one thing you absolutely need is a reliable and trusted notary. In Mexico, notaries are a critical part of real estate transactions. They're verified that all the legal requirements are met and ensure that the sale is legally binding. A notary makes sure that the transfer of property is properly documented and everything is on the order before you can officially call the property yours.
So whether you are going through the fideicomiso route or setting up a corporation, make sure to work with professionals. Your notary, a good real estate agent, and possibly a lawyer to guide you through the process and ensure everything goes smoothly.
It may seem like a lot of information, but trust us, once you understand the legal framework, you'll feel much more confident about making your purchase in Cabo. Remember, if you want more details or any of these, just check out our other videos or drop your questions in the comments below.
Alright, now let's dive into financing your property in Cabo. If you are thinking about buying a home here as a foreigner, you may be wondering about how to fund your purchase. The good news is that there are a few options to consider and we will walk you through them.
One of the most straightforward ways to purchase a property is by paying in cash. You have the funds available. This is often the simplest and fastest option. Cash buyers tend to have more negotiating power because the sale can go quickly without the need for financing or lengthy paperwork.
That's true. If you are able to go the cash route, you may even find yourself with some room to negotiate at a better price. Sellers love a fast, no-hassle deal. But if that's not an option for you, don't worry. There are other ways to finance your property.
If you are looking for financing, you can consider taking out a mortgage from a Mexican bank. Many banks in Mexico offer mortgages to foreign buyers. But there are some things to keep in mind. The terms, conditions, and interest rates can vary quick and bite. So it's important to shop around and get the best deal of your situation.
Exactly, and some foreign buyers may be a little hesitant about mortgage from Mexican banks because they are not familiar with the process. But honestly, it's much easier than you may think. Just make sure to work with a local mortgage broker or agent who can guide you through the process and explain the paperwork. Here we have Carla working for Century 21, so she can help you all this process.
Another great option is to use a home equity loan or line of credit from your home country. If you are already on property elsewhere, this can be an excellent way to tap into funds without needing to get a Mexican mortgage. Home equity loans were interest rates and other types of loans. So it's worth exploring.
But before making any decisions, one thing you really need to consider is the currency exchange rate. Since you will likely be dealing in US dollars or another currency, fluctuations in the exchange rate can affect the overall cost of your property. It's important to factor this into your budget, especially if the exchange rate moves significantly during the buying process.
Yes, it's a good idea to work with a financial advisor who
Experiences.
experienced with international transactions, they can help you monitor the exchange rates and even suggest strategies to minimize the impact of those fluctuations. Trust me, it's something you will want to keep an eye on.
We have also made a video that covers financing options for foreigners in more detail, so if you're interested, be sure to check that out for more tips and strategies on securing your property financing.
And speaking of costs, it's essential to remember the closing costs when buying property in Cabo. These costs can sneak up on you, so make sure to budget for them. They can include notary fees, property transfer taxes, and legal fees, all of which can add up to about 5% to 7% of the property value.
Yes, these closing costs are an important part of the overall cost of buying a property, and if you're financing a property, you will want to have a good understanding of what those will be in addition to the mortgage. Being prepared for them upfront will help you avoid any surprises at the last minute.
Whether you are paying in cash or securing a mortgage, it's all about understanding your financing options and planning ahead. Make sure you have all your financial ducks in a row before moving forward. And if you need guidance, definitely seek professional advice to ensure you get the best deal possible.
That's right, and remember, if you have any questions about financing your property or anything else related to buying in Cabo, drop us a comment below or send us a message. We are here to help guide you through every step of the process.
Now, let's talk about something that can really make all the difference if your property is sold. Working with a real estate agent, finding the right agent can transform your property buying experience, making the process much easier, safer, and stress-free.
Without a doubt, the importance of a good agent cannot be overstated. A local agent, especially in places like Cabo, has deep knowledge of the real estate market, and that's one of the biggest benefits you can have. They know where the best properties are, which neighborhoods are trending, where you can find the best deals, and even where prices may be inflated. And the best part is, they have access to exclusive listings that are not publicly available.
That's absolutely true. This is not just about finding a place to live. An experienced real estate agent will be your guide through the entire process. They will handle the more complicated part of the purchase, like negotiating the price, the terms on the contract, and even dealing with the sellers. This is a huge advantage, especially for those who are not familiar with the ins and outs of the local real estate market of the buying process in Cabo.
And this is where the importance of choosing a qualified agent comes in. When you are looking for someone to help you make such an important investment like buying a property, experience is key. The first thing you should do is check the agent's track record. Ask how many years of experience they have, how many transactions they have completed, and ask for references from other clients. A good agent will have a solid reputation and a strong base of satisfied customers.
And most importantly, you need an agent trustworthy and has professional ethics at the forefront. In many cases, a real estate agent is not just an intermediary between you and the seller. They will be your advisor throughout the entire process. This means you need someone who puts your interests first, who you trust, and who, above all, is committed to transparency.
And one thing you also need to consider when choosing an agent is finding someone who understands your specific needs. Buying a property is not a one-size-fits all decisions. It involves a variety of preferences, desires, and even restrictions that can vary from person to person. You may be looking for a vacation home with an ocean view or an investment property for long-term rental. Or maybe you are looking for a large home, perfect for a family. A good agent will listen to and understand these needs in order to present you with the best options.
Exactly. And of course, you also want an agent who has access to the right tools and resources to help you find the perfect property. This includes a solid network of contacts with other agents, developers, and even lawyers in the process. The experience of the agent directly reflects the type of property they will show you. So be sure to choose carefully.
Additionally, a local agent will have a specialized knowledge of the region and the specific real estate market in Cabo. They know which areas are appreciating, which neighborhoods are quieter and safer, where the best schools are located, the proximity of essential services like supermarkets and hospitals, and even where the best leisure spots like restaurants and beaches are. All of these factors will influence your decision, and having a local expert as your agent can make a world of difference when choosing the ideal location.
And don't forget, the experience of a good agent doesn't stop at the purchase itself. They will be instrumental in price negotiations. Often, you will come across properties that are well priced, but their sale price can still be negotiated. A good agent has the skills to talk directly with the seller, understand their needs, and make the right offer for you, always seeking a deal that works for both parties.
Plus, a good agent plays a key role in the legal aspect of the process. They will work closely with lawyers, notaries, and other professionals to ensure that everything is done according to the law and in the binding way. They also have the experience to point out any details you need to be aware of in the contract and can help you understand any complex legal terms that may arise during the negotiation.
In fact, it's super important to work with an agent who also has a solid network of lawyers and notaries they regularly work with. In Cabo, the notary plays a central role in the entire real estate transaction, being responsible for validating the public deed and ensuring all legal requirements are met. Your agent ensures that the notary and lawyers involved are always up to date with local regulation and that all the property documentation is in order.
Speaking of lawyers, you will also need a lawyer specializing in real estate to review all contracts before signing anything. While the agents help you understand the process, the lawyer will review every legal aspect and ensure you are protected during the transaction.